I feel like nowadays there are more people who want to be streamers or YouTubers than there are people who actually have a career in their mind, or at least an idea of like getting a job and trying to make money while working on other goals. And maybe some of you guys feel the same way as me, but as I've gotten older, I feel like I've just watched the internet change in a way that's pretty weird. When I was younger, I feel like I wanted to be a content creator. I watched people like PewDiePie and thought, man, that really looks awesome, and I'd love to make videos and share my experiences and just kind of build a community like that someday. And at the time, I felt like it was a pretty unique dream, but now it feels like everybody on the planet wants to be a streamer. And honestly, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I feel like it's something that people can have a lot of fun in, and people can really connect to the world in a lot of ways doing that. And people can actually try to build something from themselves, and they don't have to rely on anybody else to do it. But what does bother me is the reason so many people seem to actually want to do this. It feels like we've reached a point with our society where people don't really want to make content anymore because they have something that they're actually passionate about. It feels like people don't really want to build communities, and they don't really want to entertain people. It seems like most people just kind of want the lifestyle, and they want the money and the fame and the attention that they believe that they're going to garner from having that kind of career. And they also just want something that's easier than actually having to go and get a 9 to 5 job and then like put effort towards something that's not paying you back immediately. And I feel like with people like that, I don't believe that they have the right idea of what it all means anyway to try to be a content creator. It seems like everybody just kind of wants to be the next big creator like Kai Cenat, and they're all chasing the feeling of just being the next viral sensation. And with that, most of the people that I see, I feel like want the reward without putting in any of the work. This is something that's really been brought to my attention recently in a really, really heavy way with the Kai Cenat Streamer University thing that's been going on. And with all the people that showed up and seem to be talking about how dedicated they are to becoming a content creator. But when you actually look at what they've been doing, a lot of them haven't even been trying to build any kind of community. It seems like they haven't been consistently uploading, and they haven't really spent years and years trying to improve everything and learn what works and try to actually adapt to the environment or do anything to try to gain any kind of experience for themselves to be able to do this on their own in the same way that a lot of people I feel like should. Instead, I feel like these people are just waiting for someone else to hand out an opportunity to them. And that's really the part that I don't understand, because if you're truly dedicated to becoming a content creator, then I feel like you should have something that you want to create content about, and you should just start creating content. If you want an audience, I feel like you should start reaching out to people, and you should start trying to build that and be focused on trying to create one. And if you want to be successful, I feel like you got to start learning the skills that you have to learn to do what you want to do. Because in my opinion, just standing around for another creator to notice you and give you some kind of handout isn't a very good plan at all. But I think that's what most of the modern streamer culture feels like, and it's very strange to me. I feel like there's such an obsession with a lot of these bigger creators, and people are treating streamers like they're fucking superheroes or celebrities, or somehow people that are going to come in and just change their lives out of nowhere. But at the end of the day, they're just people that you see a whole lot more of because they happen to get lucky. And I mean, a lot of these people too, including Kai Cenat, have put in a lot of effort to building what they have, but that doesn't come easily, and it doesn't come from just getting a handout. But it does come with a lot of people surrounding you thinking that that's what you're going to give them. Most of these streamers and most of the people that have their own thing going on are focused on their own careers and their own goals, and they're focused on their own business. And I think that's totally fine. And I think it's a much bigger version of what most people seem to be missing with their ambition when it comes to what they're trying to do. I feel like the main problems come from the fact that people are acting like getting noticed by a creator is somehow the shortcut to success, but most of the time it isn't. And I feel like a lot of people from the last Streamer University didn't even get recognized. Like, I don't know any of the people that were here before. Like, I don't know any person other than his main group of people who Kai Cenat has actually put on and tried to like build up or anything. I feel like none of these people have stuck around, and I feel like that shows a lack of dedication. I feel like it's probably mostly because they didn't have the energy behind it in the first place. And I feel like a lot of these people are treating meeting a streamer like it's the shortcut to success, but most of the time it isn't. And I feel like if you're not preemptively trying to build an audience and actually putting an effort for yourself the way you should, then it's not going to work at all. And I feel like people are relying way too much on others like Kai Cenat to just hand it out to them, when that most of the time isn't going to be what actually happens. I feel like truly success is going to come from doing the work when nobody is watching or paying attention, and learning the things that you need to know to be good enough to fit in the spectrum that you're wanting to be, and trying to learn the skills that you need to actually compete with the people you're trying to compete with, and to be the kind of person you want to be as a content creator, not just having somebody raid your whole community and basically give you everything that you need. And I feel like that's something that clout can't really give you. No matter how many big streamers you meet, if you don't have that kind of feeling about you and you don't have that kind of passion about it in the first place, I feel like it's never going to actually improve anything. But what I feel like does is not thinking about a quick way out. I feel like the main thing that helps people build is streaming when there's 0 people, actually uploading videos that get 0 to 10 views maybe, and just keeping going and trying to learn from that and continuing to try to grow from that point that you're at, and learning how to improve things as you go. Doing all of that stuff over and over and over again until eventually something clicks. And I feel like at the end of the day, that's the reality of what needs to happen in order for something to grow that's actually legitimate and authentic. Not just chasing virality and looking for topics, but actually showing up as yourself and trying to improve where you fall short, and not giving up when things don't work out the way that you plan them to immediately. And just trying to not give up when things don't work out. I also do feel like a lot of people get into content creation thinking that it's going to be easier than a normal job. And if you've ever seriously tried to build a channel, especially while working a job, you know that that's not true. And it can be really fun to make content the same way that certain jobs can be fun. And it can still be very rewarding even when it's not fun and you get things done. But it can also be really frustrating, exhausting, and incredibly difficult, especially if you're really putting in the work and really just trying to grind out and make things work the best way you can, throwing shit at the wall until it fucking sticks. Especially if you're putting your heart into something and nobody seems to care, I feel like that can be really disheartening and can really end up making you feel hopeless if you allow yourself to get into the wrong mindset about it. But the people that do that, and the creators that aren't just chasing money, are the ones I actually respect the most. I feel like those are the ones who really care about something, and you can tell with what they make. People who love video games and people who love movies, people who love talking about history and mysteries and technology and science and whatever topics they're actually passionate about, and you can tell that they're like actually into it. Those people would probably be talking about those things even if they never made a dollar from it, but I'm sure that they want people to watch their videos and actually see it, at least so they have people to share it with. And I think that that's the biggest difference. Your purpose to this whole thing can't just be money, because if money is the only goal, you should probably just get a job, because with the YouTube and streaming thing, you're probably going to quit when things get difficult, and you're going to end up wasting all of your time on something that's not actually getting you anywhere because you didn't plan it out the right way. I feel like it needs to be much deeper than that. Like for me, content creation has always been an idea that I've had for sharing ideas and talking about things that actually interest me, and hopefully trying to connect with other people who enjoy the same things that I'm interested in. And if that eventually becomes successful, that would be great, and I could spend a lot more time doing this kind of thing instead of working. It's not going to be the thing that matters to me at the end of the day. What really matters to me is just wanting people to see my content and just wanting a community to interact with. And I would love to build that. And that's my biggest goal, is just to at least have people watching my stuff. And if I had to make content that at least people watched for the rest of my life, I will happily grind away and continue to work a normal job, even if it never makes me a cent. But if somebody's making content and their entire motivation is to get rich and famous, I think they're just kind of setting themselves up for failure or disappointment at the end of the day. And I truly think that people should spend their lives actually pursuing something that actually means something to them, and not just whatever happens to be popular at the moment and what seems like the easiest route to make a bag. But that's just my opinion. I would love to know what you guys think about it all down in the comments, though. I would love to know if you guys think I'm completely wrong here, or have you guys noticed the same thing that I've talked about with the changes over time and the internet being kind of different than how it was before and the way that people look at things. But either way, thanks for listening to me rant for a little bit about it. I will catch you guys in the next video that I make. But whatever you do, until then, don't forget to smile and be happy. See ya.